It's showtime. What's up, historians? I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi is a little slow here in Maine. Believe it or not, we got snow a couple days ago. We got snow again coming tonight. It's like 30 degrees, so the Wi-Fi is a little slow. I apologize. The squirrels are running slow and they're harnessed. So welcome back, guys. Historically Haunted Vodcast Season 5, Episode 22. Flying right along here, talking to some great guests recently. A lot great coming up, and we got a great one today as well. Kristina L. Bloom, psychic medium, author, spiritual advisor, spiritualist, just all around down to earth paranormal investigator, historian of sorts. So definitely check her out. We're going to get into that in a minute, but before we do, a past guest that I've had on, you guys know her as Velma Von Dinkenstein, is one of her pages before, but also Shannon Collins. She sent me this, guys. Check this out. Oops. Oh, there you go.
Hello, my darklings and little paranormal fiends. It is I, the Queen of Darkness. I just wanted to thank you for watching Historically Haunted Vodcast. Sweet nightmares.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty eerie. Get some views on that on my YouTube channel. Check that out, guys. Historically Haunted YouTube channel. That's where all the past episodes go. All the shows I've done with all the past guests and everything else. Sponsor of the week. Former podcast host herself, Bunny Sugar, is a client of mine for Historically Haunted booking. She is also a psychic medium. She's a card reader, tarot card reader, and a candle maker, goods maker. She makes little things like that. Check her out at the Bunnery. Thanks for the sponsorship, girl. Appreciate you. So as I mentioned, my guest, Kristina Bloom, guys, coming right at you right now. She's got a lot to talk about. I've been friends with her for a while. Never had her on before, but she's kind of all over the place. We talk a little bit backstage. She's like, I didn't even realize how, known I was, because she's not one of these that does it to be known. She's not one of these that does this for that. She does it for you guys, for herself and everything. So enough of that stuff. Kristina Bloom, you're coming right on right now. Put the olive tray away. What's up, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So awesome to finally get you on the show. I've been following you for a while. I've been friends for a while.
Thank you.
Now, so.
Likewise.
Awesome. Thank you.
Likewise. Yeah. A lot of fun stuff coming up. I know like you said, I'm kind of all over the place. This weekend, I'm going to be at the Penn, Ohio Paracon and Bigfoot conference. So yeah, that's in Brookfield, Ohio. And I'm going to be there doing psychic readings and, all the other fun stuff I do. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
Most people get excited about going to Hawaii or Florida. We get excited about going to conventions with monsters and ghosts and aliens.
Right?
And we're the weirdos, but we're a good community. You're definitely well respected and well known from the people I've talked to that are excited to tune in tonight. So for you guys watching, make sure to chat. If you got a question for Kristina, you just want to say hi, bring it on. I'll bring you on.
Oh, see, I'm like, I'm not seeing a chat because I'm in the wrong room. There we go.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah. I was in the private chat and I'm like, how come nobody's talking?
Oh, no, the comment thing. Yeah, they'll be on shortly. We got about 3 people watching now. So what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So Kristina, this will be played on my YouTube channel. And of course, it's replayed on Facebook so people can catch up. Right. I generally start the show with asking my guests how they got started in all this. Is it family genes? Was it a movie? Was it something that triggered it when you were a kid?
Well, I was born with it. So I started having prophetic dreams probably before I could talk, but it was noticed when I was probably 2 or 3 and just starting to talk and having prophetic dreams about walking into what was my grandparents' home office. But instead of an office, it was a bedroom and there was a lady in a hospital bed. And I would just walk up and my grandmother had this bright yellow expandable step stool thing. It was kind of a family joke, sort of, because it was such a bright yellow color. But that was in my dream and it would be there. And I would just get up on there and I would kiss the lady on the cheek or on the forehead and pull the sheet over her head. And that was, that happened 6 times during my childhood. And every single time a family member I didn't even know that lived in Sweden had passed away. And she's my name. I'm her namesake. I was named after that great grandmother. And and she never spoke English. She was from Sweden. She only spoke Swedish.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's a spiritual tie. That's a umbilical cord spiritually, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
But if I smoke,
absolutely, I don't care. I can't smell it. I don't care.
Some people go, I don't. My friends watch it. It's legal in Maine. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's I can vibe that because I feel like most of the people I get on here, I try to aim for the truest of the true. And of course, there's a little bit of bullshit and everything, but the ones that always come back to saying I was born with it, or it's, you know, my aunt or my those are the ones that typically, yeah, man, it's you were known as a witch back in the day.
I probably would have been, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was just a thing for me with that. And then as I got into middle school, I stopped having the prophetic dreams, but then I started seeing and hearing things when I was awake. So that was, yeah, it got to be a lot more that way. You froze. Hello? Yeah.
Oh,
You froze for a moment there.
it could be my connection. Oh, says like a full
Hello,
Wi-Fi.
Thomas.
It's okay. Sometimes there's a weird connection.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
Oh, Tom, there we go. It could be my end. I'm sorry. I live way up in almost in Canada, so I gotta get a better Wi-Fi up here, man. Why can't I bring Thomas's comment on? Yeah, I think
It is up. I see it. It looks like it's up.
No, my computer. There it is now. What's up?
Okay.
My computer's stoned, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me just my next question real quick. Or Kristina, have you been to New England? Have you been to Maine?
I have been to the very southern part of Maine, just to Portland, and mostly just, you know, kind of cross the bridge or, you know, cross the state line from New Hampshire just to say I'd been there mostly. But yeah, I've I haven't actually like worked in Maine or anything yet. So I'm really looking forward to September when I can get there and have fun.
Right over the bridge, over the Atlantic there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Atlantic Ocean. I'm very drawn to it. So excited about that.
I was going to say, as far as the elements go, I mean, all that stuff, fire, earth, you know, wind, water, air, all that stuff, you're very grounded by that. I could tell you were mentioning it. I see it in your posts, earth signs, right? I mean,
yeah, I'm an earth sign. I'm the Virgo from hell. I have like 6 Virgos in my chart. So
Virgo, September 6th.
Yeah, September 5th. We're going to share our birthdays together.
Oh, no friggin' way. No way. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
cool.
Kim.
So cool. Hey, Kim.
That is cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll have to have a birthday party.
And I'm going to say, because we get to see you, it's on my birthday, September 6th, guys. I'm going to be there. My girl Heather, Witch in Life Guide, is going to be there. Danny Perez is going to be there. The Radicals in his hearse.
Yes.
Kristina Bloom's going to be there doing set up.
Yep.
Yeah, right in Augusta, Maine. Awesome.
Yep. And I'll be speaking on Sunday afternoon. So
September 7th.
About that
Perfect.
too. Yep. Yeah, super excited about that. And I've just got so much going on. Like I'm doing Paranormal Rock Down. I'm doing CryptidCon UK, CapCon.
Oh, the Rock Down at Bradburn Manor with what's his face there in not Chicago, but what the fuck's his name?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yes, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I can't think of
Bill Walter.
Bill Walter. Thank you. Yes, he's friends with Larry Larry Ellsler.
Yeah. I'm friends with Larry and Bill, and I've been to Broadhead Manor several times, and it's like going home for me. I just love it there. Yeah.
You love the history too, then. You do love the history.
I do. And having the abilities that I have, I've been able to go there and talk to the native elder spirits that are there and the cryptids that are there. I've talked with them, and yeah, so it's been good.
Good.
It's a good place for me. I love it there.
Is there a place for you that I don't want to say afraid of, but there's a certain place where you just like you won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. You just can't do it.
Yeah, but it's in Germany. Like I wouldn't be able to do Auschwitz or anything like that. I wouldn't be able to do that. I tend to not go to what's the one everyone goes to? The Bash, Gettysburg.
Gettysburg battlefield.
Right.
Yep.
Because I'm very visual, and you know, so other people might see a spirit walking through the woods. I see the battle taking place.
Oh,
and I don't want to watch that. So I don't go to Gettysburg.
The biggest casualty loss in American history.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
our soil. Oh, from Nesper, from Tony Spare and them, Wade Kirby checking in. Relatives are
let's
overseas.
see.
Never met you. Able to turn to frequency of your soul and locate you, but not your address, but frequency. Sometimes we remember our abilities just before we transition.
Yeah, that is definitely very possible. There's, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do like long distance healings on people who live in other countries and overseas, and energy is not dependent on proximity. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's not a nationality, man. Energy is not a language. It's. You're right.
yeah,
I mean, the spirit is something that cannot be. What's the old
right.
saying? You can't stop energy. You can only contain it or something, right? Or whatever.
Oh, you can't create it or destroy it. You can only change it.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right. That's
transform
right.
it. Yeah.
So Kristina, we're gonna get into some fun ones. We still got plenty of time, but before we do, I want
Okay.
people that are just tuning in now that get ADHD like me and they can only tune in for 10 minutes. Where can they find you? Where can people find you for readings, for to see where you're gonna be,
Okay.
.com, all that stuff.
Okay. KristinaBloom.com. I have my calendar is on there. My events calendar is on there. You can also request an appointment with me to get a private reading over video or over the phone. Excuse me. My voice is getting wonky here. So all that information is on there. The information about, you can buy my books from my website. You can see where my YouTube channels are. I've got the 3 YouTube channels. So I've got, Red Road Paranormal that I do with Bobby Resnick Calkins, who a lot of people know. And then I have another one called Breakfast with Bobby, which is a different Bobby, Bobby Cleveno. And that's basically just chit chatting about whatever we feel like talking about. And then I have the Paramystic podcast, which is bringing the paramystic and the mystical, or the paranormal and the mystical together. So it's the Paramystic podcast.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
It's mine. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it cut out a bit.
I'm going to share that, guys,
you.
on the podcast page tomorrow. I'm going to share her YouTube link.
Yeah.
Yes, it's.
You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram.
I'm going to share your YouTube channels.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to share all that stuff this weekend. People can on the YouTube, on my Facebook rather.
Okay.
Hey, Jean, fellow Mainer. Jean, she's a cryptozoologist and she chases big cats here in Maine with Eastern Ghost Cat Research. Used to work at the Cryptozoology Museum.
Awesome.
A lot of strong, independent women in this field. I tell you, a lot of strong.
Oh yeah.
All around.
We kind of have to be. We can't be showing up and being, oh, I'm a damsel in distress. That doesn't work in the paranormal.
No, you're eating alive in fucking seconds.
Yeah. Absolutely eaten alive. Yeah. No, you can't be that way in this field. Doesn't work. No. You have to be a little thick-skinned anyway. And I'm always kind of amused by some of those shows, some of those paranormal documentaries where, well, we're going to go find these ghosts, and as soon as they find one, they're screaming and running. And I'm like, what?
What are you doing? Right. I mean,
isn't this what you wanted? I don't understand. Yeah.
And then they think, what, they're going to get like a lot of views. People are going to go, oh, wow. Like, you watch Zach Bagans and them, and that dude that what's that guy that his wife tried to kill him, or he tried to kill his wife, that dude from the.
Oh, yeah. His wife took it.
Still, he was always the first one to run out. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you sign up for a gig? You can't. Why be a prison officer if you're scared of the prisoners? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it's fun.
It's and I get it. There's been times where I've been like, oh shit. Like me and my girlfriend spent all that at Lizzie Borden's house, in Fall River, Massachusetts. The tour guide goes, oh, everybody else canceled, so you're alone. Don't die. And she walks out. We had the whole house for like $200. And that was pretty wild. I didn't go, oh my God, let's go to the nearest Hilton. No, we stayed there. Of course. I pulled an all-nighter and I walked around.
That's what you were for. That's what you were there for, right?
It's one of those hotels where you go for the hotel. You don't go to go. I go for the
hotel. Exactly. I know I have a few of those booked in England when I'm there for the Cryptid Con. The haunted hotels, the old castles that have been turned into hotels and whatever. So I know I'm super excited.
Oh man. Well, that brings me to one of my next questions. It's a fun one. Give me one of your for the whole world and one for America, one of each of a bucket list place that you got to go that you haven't been, but have you been to
Okay.
Italy, Scotland?
Well, anywhere in the UK, basically. I've never been there before. I'm going for the
Oh,
first time. So,
ooh.
yeah.
Stonehenge, right? Is that UK? Right?
What?
Stonehenge? The
Yeah,
rocks?
Stonehenge. I'm going to see that. Yep.
Oh, yes.
And Avebury stones as well. So,
Oh.
yeah, my friend Glenn, who is my co-host, and I co-host on his show too sometimes, and he co-hosts on mine, and he's going to be my personal tour guide. So, he's going to take me to all the cool places, and so I'll get to go to Scarborough and York, Stonehenge. Of course, I'll be in Somerset, Bridgewater, and Somerset for the conference, and
Wow.
then
Yeah.
wow, we have like 10 places on a list.
Oh, knocking them all off,
So,
Kristina. That's the way to do it.
yeah, yeah,
Good for
absolutely. As many as I
you.
can get because I don't know if or when I'll get back there again. So,
Right. No, good for you. I've always said
yeah,
that. I can sleep when I'm dead. I want to go now. Let's do it. I'm always
yep,
up to go. Like fun.
yeah,
Exactly right. Fun, Kim. Damn
yeah,
right. Fun. What about
yeah.
America? You like Alaska, New Orleans, something?
Um, I'm trying to think like where haven't I been?
You been to
I don't.
Salem?
I've been to Salem a few
Mass?
times.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi, Brandon. Hi,
What's up,
Kane.
Brandon? Always checking in. Viper
Yeah.
Paranormal out of Virginia. Thanks for
Oh,
checking
nice.
in. You still publishing real quick?
No, no, we shut down the publishing company because, as it turns out, we like writing books, not publishing them. So,
you, you like the hard work.
publishing is a lot of work, believe
I
me.
bet.
And it takes a lot of energy. But no, we shut down Moonbow Publications. So,
Oh no shit. Okay,
yeah,
good to know.
yeah.
So Bucket List America.
A bucket list America. Let's see. I am going to go with. I think some of the old West areas I think would be interesting. I think that probably Mount Shasta. I've not been to Mount Shasta. I'd like to
Ooh,
see that.
thanks, Brandon. Okay, so
Yeah,
you like the old Wild West type stuff, Billy the Kid, maybe Gun Ho type.
maybe. Yeah, Tombstone. Get out in
Yeah,
that area. I've spent a lot of time in South Dakota and North Dakota, and there's a lot of energy there. A
the
lot of
places that
energy.
travel that want to be heard.
Yeah, they want to be heard, and they all seem to find me. So,
See, and that's what I like. I love. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I love the whole Amityville, Conjuring House, Lizzie Borden. All that's great. Salem, but there's millions. Well, not millions, but there's thousands of places that are like, hey, there was a mass suicide here, or hey, I need help here in Idaho or South Dakota or Ohio. Right? I mean,
right,
and those
right.
places are cheaper, not free to explore half the time because no one's going. Um,
Right. Exactly. And I've never been one to go to the big bucket list places. I just kind of like it's already been done,
right,
and nobody really finds anything new at Waverly. It's always the
right.
same stuff. So I don't really feel like I need to go there,
No.
So I did one of the, oh my gosh, my first actual investigation was at a site of a mass murder in Washington State.
Oh, fucking by California, way up top. Holy shit.
Way up top, yeah, on the West Coast. And
Oh, man.
yeah,
Oh,
I have not been to Sand Creek, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Okay, so it was in Olalla, Washington, and it was turn of the century in the early 1900s. A self-proclaimed doctor um, sold people on a fasting cure and then starved them to death and took all their stuff.
oh my fucking God.
Yeah, there's a book written about it called Starvation Heights by Greg
What an
Olson.
evil bastard. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
and it was a woman doctor. So
Oh, jeez. Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was a woman doctor, Linda Hazard. Yeah.
She get away with it? Did she get away with it?
Eventually she escaped to Australia, but I think she died actually before they caught her.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy.
See, I've
So,
never heard of that. And that's interesting as hell. There could be a movie, a book, right? I mean,
well, there
that's
is a
crazy.
book.
Oh, there's a book. Okay,
Yeah,
there
true
always is.
crime book. Yep, Starvation
Ooh.
Heights. That's the name of the book. Yeah. Sand Creek. What is Sand Creek? Do you know what Sand Creek is?
What's up, Jim? Sand Creek. Have you been to Sand Creek? Okay,
Sand
we got
Creek. I
there
don't
could
know.
be a Sand Creek in every state. Is there a certain
Yeah,
town, state,
exactly.
reason?
Kim,
Let
can
us
we give
know,
us some
and we'll
more
answer that for
details?
sure. I'll get you guys on.
Yeah, some more details would be good. I'm not sure about Sand Creek, but yeah, I mean, I've been to. I spent 5 years living in the Seattle area, so I and got
Okay.
hooked into Whisper while I was there. So Native American site in Colorado.
Ooh, thank you. No, I don't.
No, I've not been there.
I never even heard of it. Thank you for
Yeah,
mentioning that.
thank
That's
you.
amazing. Wow, there's a lot of Native American places. There's a lot of Cherokee and Blackfoot here in Maine. I tell you that.
Okay.
Abenaki. Um,
Yeah.
There's even some places they say that the Vikings might have gone. There's some places off the coast of Maine. Oh no, you're good. Don't worry about it. No, we didn't know because this could be Sandy Creek, Massachusetts, for all I know.
Yeah, we
Sounds like a
just
TV
didn't
show.
know.
It's great.
Yeah. Well, there is a man-made lake just north of Atlanta I'd like to check out. I'm trying to remember the name of
Ooh.
it. Lake Lanier, maybe? Is apparently haunted, but they flooded an entire community. Like they evacuated all of the people who live there. And it was an African American community that they just chased everybody out of it and flooded it to make a lake and a
What, broke the
dam.
dam down
And
or something and let it
yeah,
go?
yeah,
They do that. They've done that back in the day to take land over and
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah. But apparently it's very haunted. So I'd like to
Some
check
people
that out.
do.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, when you come to Maine, you got to take. I do tours actually, believe it or not. I do
Oh,
Stephen King
cool.
filming sites. I do.
Awesome.
There's a guy from Indianapolis, Indiana. After Bonnie and Clyde died, and who's the one after Dillinger? After Dillinger died, Al
Okay.
Brady from the Al Brady Gang was America's Most Wanted in 1937. He came to Bangor, Maine, where Stephen King lives, to buy guns at this place, and they told him to come back tomorrow. They alerted the FBI. Jake Hoover came the next day and shot him in the street. There's a brick there.
Wow.
And he's buried at the cemetery, right? The cemetery where Stephen King played the Reverend in Pet Cemetery, the movie in Bangor. And I know exactly where it
Wow.
is. I can bring you there. Yeah. So that's going to bring me to a fun one. If you don't know, I went to the same high school as Stephen King. I'm obsessed with him. I've got a big mantle. You like Stephen King? And if you do, what's your favorite book and or movie or both?
The Langoliers.
Oh, Jesus. The Bangor International Airport. That's where they filmed
Yes.
it. Yes.
Yes.
The Langoliers, the little ball things.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My
That's
girl
my
loves that
favorite.
movie.
Yeah. It's
Favorite
funny
book?
because even people who tell me that they're Stephen King fans don't seem to be aware of that one.
Wasn't it Bachman or no? Did he write it in the Bachman? I forget.
I'm trying to remember. Gene says Adam's Tour is awesome.
Oh, look at Heather Langley. That's my girl with
Yeah.
Annabelle there. That's
Awesome.
the movie Annabelle. Yes, I took Gene on a tour to Elephant Mountain in Greenville in 1963. B-52 bomber crashed and 8 Massachusetts pilots died, and the plane is still there. I got it on my YouTube channel. There's tires, and no one goes, Kristina. It's a logging road. I went out there with my thing. There's voices. There's knocks. There's a placard of the people that died, and no one goes there, and it's free. And people go, well, I got it. You got to come up, girl. I could bring you to places that make your head spin.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to know each other.
You don't think there's 8 men up there that want? Dude, it crashed in February.
Yeah.
It took them 2 days to get to the road to save the 2 guys. That one of them got frostbite. Danny took my tour. Yeah, Danny took my tour. It's not about me, guys. I'll be on her show at some point, but it's about Kristina.
Yeah.
But she's a respected medium, psychic, author, spiritual advisor, spiritualist, podcast host. Jesus,
Yeah.
what doesn't she do? Is what I should say.
Well, if you ask my husband, the answer is probably housework.
Want. Well, that brings me to something. What about meals? What's your favorite meal to eat or cook? What do you do after a big investigation?
Usually after an investigation or a long day of readings, like at a fair or something. Proteins. Yeah.
Fish, chicken, whatever.
Got a ground of chicken, beef, whatever. Yeah. Hamburgers.
I dig that.
Yeah. But on the regular, like I was just eating my my Brussels sprouts before we started here. So.
Brussels sprouts are good cooked or just cold. What's your favorite area of divination?
Oh, my divination. Yeah. My favorite type of divination is mediumship. I find it to be very healing for people. It's also my favorite healing type thing because it gives people closure. It helps people connect with their loved ones again. It helps, people can get some answers that maybe they had questions to. Um, some people just need to say, like, I wasn't there to say goodbye. I need to say goodbye. So that's my favorite. Followed up probably by Akashic Records.
Ooh, and so my Eldrith does Akashic Records. She's a client of mine in Enchantress out of Connecticut. That's a big. I just heard about that. That's pretty draining though, Kristina. That takes a lot out of you, doesn't it?
Not the way I do it. I just transport myself mentally into the Library of Alexandria and meet up with my my librarian. And if I'm going in, let's say I'm going in for you to get some answers for you, then I would ask my librarian to take me to your room and your librarian. I would meet with your librarian who opens the book and tells me what it is you need to know.
You act like it's second nature, and it's just
It
mind-blowing.
kind of is.
Wow.
It is.
I was gonna say I may have to honestly. I'm kind of buzzed right now, and I know it's late, but I think one of these days I'll have to hit you up because my mom passed, and I was waiting for her at home, and I got the call from my sister. She died giving blood work in the hospital, and I went crazy. I was homeless.
Man.
Contemplated suicide, all that stuff, and now I live. We sold our house. I live up North Maine. I'm 3 hours north of my girl, but I'm up here. In the trailer I bought this off of, right? This chick, she left everything. Pickles. She wanted out because her husband cheated on her and beat the shit out of her. She was going back to Massachusetts. So every once in a while I cry. And I don't know if it's because of my mom or because of her, but I feel like there's something in this house. We can talk later, but I just feel like there's emotions here, man.
Yeah, there's some residual energy there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I smoke a lot of weed. I'm not going to lie. I do. But that's it. I don't do hard drugs. I don't drink a lot. I do my podcast. And of course I play nice, but I got my moments. I'm not going to lie. My girl knows that.
Well, we all have our moments.
Yeah. But I feel like she left something here.
Yeah.
She left so quick. She showed me everything for like 20 grand and she left her car. And you can ask Heather, my girl, like she left pickles in the fridge. She left washer, dryer. I mean, her clothes, her blankets, her checkbook. She had to mail up. She just, my husband, he beat the shit out of her and cheated on her. And
wow.
And the people across the street from me, the dude killed the daughter's baby. He's still in prison. The kid was 2 years old and he beat the shit out of the kid. So there's some aura up here in Stephen King Central by the Appalachian Trail by Stephen King's house. But we're not going to get into that now, but I may seek your help if you don't mind once in a while.
Oh, absolutely.
A reading or something in the future. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I am at your disposal. Yeah.
I appreciate
it. Sounds like it needs some cleansing up there.
Yeah, I trust you. And like I said, I've been friends with you on Facebook for a while and talking to you now. I dig the vibe. And I like that you put the people. That's what it's supposed to be about, is closure and helping people. I like that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I could do anything for a living. Why do this? I mean, I quit doing restaurants because I didn't want to work nights and weekends. Guess what I work? But I'm working at something that means something to me.
It's not always about the money. As long as the bills are paid, I get it. But
yeah. It's too important. I know Kim is a psychic too. Kim and I are good friends, and we've done some fairs together. And
awesome, Kim.
Yeah. So she and I we're soul sisters. Like as soon as like when you meet somebody and you go, we're family. We just know it. It's totally like that with Kim when I met her.
Oh, Kim, send me a friend request and I'll bring Kristina on a couple of months and I'll bring you on. Us three can talk or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
So not to get back into the professional, I always stray away and I start talking like a friend. Okay. And I'm trying to be cool with you, but I also want to promote the heck out of you. As far as your books and stuff, because I would definitely want to order one. Can people get that on Amazon or is it just through you?
Oh, you can get it on Amazon. You can also get it right off my website.
Okay.
Yeah. It's on the main page of my website, which is just kristinabloom.com. So super easy. Yep. And you just scroll down on the first page. And if you click on the picture of the book, there are 2 books on there. If you click on the picture of the book, it takes you to the Amazon page. If you click on the thing that says purchase here, it takes you right into the printer's page. Ooh. So you can order it right from Sparks. What is it? Sparks. Good Lord. I know this, right?
That's the thing about live. It's like, because I got it down packed too. And then it's like,
yeah.
No, it's cool. You got time. We still got a half hour to go. You got plenty of time.
Yeah. So Ingram Sparks. That's what
There
it
you
is.
go.
So it'll take you right to their website. You can order the book right from there. So there's 2 of them on there. We've got Intuitive You, Psychic and Personal Development. It's the textbook for the class that I wrote, for at least for the first part of it. Yeah.
Ooh.
There's 2 more books coming eventually if I ever get my act together on that. And then the second one is Wisdom for the Age of Ascension, and it's more of a meditation book. So it's 150 individual pages with channeled writings on them.
Ooh, okay.
So
Well, I definitely want one. I
Yeah.
want them both, but I definitely want you to sign it to me if you don't mind. I collect books from people and they write to Adam or whatever.
Absolutely. I'll sign it when I
Love
see
it.
you in September.
Yay! Awesome! I can't
Yay!
wait, guys. You're gonna be there right in September 6th and 7th for Jeff's convention. I'm also, like I said, friends with Thomas. He runs a Salem thing in November. He's a client of mine too, Thomas Patrick. He also does Connecticut ones. We got to get you out there sometime too.
Oh, yeah. The Connecticut one is in July, right?
You going to that one? Yes.
I'm thinking about it. I was also invited to the one in New Hampshire like 2 weeks before that, or 2 weeks after
Yes, I
that.
think there's a lot
Yeah.
going on. New England we love our psychic mediums and all that. So we love our spookies.
I love it. I just don't think I can do both of them because I have paranormal rock down in the middle of those. So it'd be like, go out, come back, go out, come back.
You'd be wearing yourself thin.
Yeah. Sometimes it just gets to be too much and you have to draw a line somewhere. So
For your own sanity and health, it's not great, exposure and all that shit's great, but you're gonna be beat traveling.
Yeah. Well, I love the traveling. The traveling energizes me, but yeah, after a while it gets to be a lot and my family misses me and so sometimes I have to be at home too.
You get pulled by you get I gotta ask you a personal question because I'm curious. I do just because I'm always looking out the window, but do you get pulled to like cemeteries or just houses? Just by driving by, are you like, like something pulls you?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I'd be like driving by somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter because I drive everywhere, but I'll see a house and I'm like, oh, I need to get in there. But I know I can't, it's either abandoned or it's marked, private property, don't enter or whatever. But yeah, there are times when I'm just really pulled to the places like that.
Yeah. Calls out to you. See, guys, don't break the law, Kristina. That's right. I may have crossed the do not enter once in a while, but whatever.
Yeah, but if I'm on the highway, that's like high visibility,
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that.
Worth it. No, because someone sees you, then it's no.
Yeah, definitely not worth the trespassing misdemeanor record, whatever.
No. What about tunes? What do you dig for tunes? You like rock and roll, country, listen to hip hop?
I like a lot of different tunes. I would have to say that there are probably 3 that I don't like for sure. Well, Barbershop Quartet, I can't.
The old school.
Oh my gosh, my dad was in a barbershop quartet. I'm telling you, if I never hear it again, I'm fine. Rap, not a big fan of rap.
Barbershop quartet's like boo 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 wow 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 wow, right?
Nope, that's more
like bebop,
ska. That's more ska, I think. But barbershop quartet, I don't know. You'll have to Google it when we get off of here.
I think I've heard
because yeah, it's usually 4 people singing in harmony, but it's not nearly as good as like my brain just like stuff just flies away.
No, that's cool. No, that's good. You're blocking it out. You're blocking it out.
No, I saw it in concert. It's one of my favorite groups, and they're completely a cappella. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, it'll come back. So, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm not a big fan of opera, and I'm not a big fan of rap. So pretty much anything else I can deal with. So
yep. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, speaking of the Enchantress, I was talking about Samaya. She does she does the readings like you do the
Akashic
readings and stuff. Yeah, she just
doo-wop. That's what it was. That's what you were doing was doo-wop.
No, that was doo-woppy wop. Yeah, that was close. So yeah, you got some stuff coming right up. I was going to ask you. Usually, I ask people like, where do you see yourself this time next year? But I guess between writing possibly another book and just doing more events, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going at it. You're full steam.
Yeah. I have, I had to wait till my kids were grown to really jump in full steam, but I've actually been doing this professionally for 25 years.
No
So
kidding.
yeah,
Wow.
I
Okay.
a lot of people have just been hearing about me in the last couple of years, but I've been actually doing it for 25 years.
Wow.
So
Wow. So I mean, like you said, you were kind of born with this. You kind of had it, whatever. But then you like between the Akashic readings and events, you're definitely. It's not just a hobby, I guess, right? It's a
oh,
life.
absolutely
This is
not.
your
This
life.
is this is my life. Yes,
Yeah.
this is absolutely my full-time job.
Yeah.
Full-time
Yeah.
plus.
Full time plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even have time for yourself half the time, for God's sake. What do you do? Do you have any downtime to just sit around and
I do. I do. I
have
live 10
photos?
minutes from Lake Michigan.
Oh,
So
no way.
yeah, yeah, I'm 10 minutes off Lake Michigan. So
Oh,
I just drive over there and walk on the beach or I'm in Grafton, Wisconsin. So I'm near Port Washington that has a beautiful lakefront park, but it's up on a cliff, like you can look over. I really like the marina, the downtown area there. So I go there and I just sit and listen to the waves on Lake Michigan. It's beautiful.
oh man.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like I tell you. So you're definitely grounded, like you said, by the elements between
Hmm.
dirt and water and fire. It's just that's cool. So not to bring it up and get negative on you, but
Yeah.
you're in Ed Gein territory, huh?
I'm in what? And yeah, I'm in Ed Gein territory and Jeffrey Dahmer territory. He's even
Jeffrey
closer. Like,
Dahmer too. That's
yeah, he's
right.
out of Milwaukee. I'm only 20 minutes up from Milwaukee. So
Oh, have you been to Plainsville? Have you been to Wisconsin? Ed Gein's old farmhouse? It's
I
abandoned
have
now, right?
not been, yeah, I think it's abandoned. I have not been there, but I've driven past Plainsville. I mean,
Oh man.
you feel
Ugh.
it. At least I feel it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Wow,
So
Wisconsin. Yeah, that's kind of like a Maine. There's a lot of woods are up there, right? Wisconsin's kind of no man's land-ish. Yeah.
yeah, the northern half definitely, which is up where Kim lives.
Oh, no
She
shit.
lives
Oh,
up in
that's
the
cool.
northern half. I'm in the southern half. But yeah, I mean, I grew
Mississippi.
up, I grew up in northern Wisconsin. Ooh, serial killers. Yeah, we've got
Oh,
our
well, he's
fair
a big
share.
fan. The one in July he's doing is based on serial killers that went Connecticut, but he loves those crazy H. Holmes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
What do
Wisconsin's
you
got some history. Yeah,
where you must Wisconsin. I mean, do you believe in UFOs? Have you ever witnessed anything like aliens or monsters, Bigfoot up there?
I channel aliens.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I've channeled Pleiadians and most recently Andromedans. So yeah, yeah. I have
So
seen
they're among us
UFOs.
too.
Yeah, I have seen UFOs on Lake Superior. Yes. Kim, Kim is so much like me. She just
She seems
doesn't
like
do
a
all
lot
the
of fun.
traveling. Yeah, she's awesome.
I'll
Um,
get her on next time. It'll be us three. We can rap about stuff. Have a good little meeting.
oh
Maybe we can
yeah,
get
that'd be a
Samaya on.
blast.
We'll have a four little intersection. Just talk about. It's my show. I do what I want. It's pretty fun. I
Yeah,
hope you're having fun. I'm glad to have you
I
on.
am
Hopefully you come
having
back.
fun.
Well, good,
Yeah,
good, good, good. I'm a little. I don't write anything down. I'm a little off key, off tilt. Like I said, I swear I smoke, but people seem to enjoy it. So I'm me. Um, I cannot wait to meet you and get your book signed. And just, I think it's going to be great in September. I think New England people love that stuff and everything like that. And you're just all about it. So yeah, very cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So you've seen UFOs. Let's get to that real quick because I'm a big alien guy myself. Have you like you legit saw a UFO go right by you or some shit or what?
Well, it's all been on Lake Superior. Every time I've seen one, I've been up on Lake Superior in the Upper
Wow.
Peninsula of Michigan,
Yep.
and so we were out looking for Uper rock. What do they call them? Uper lights. Do you know what those are? They're
That
the
sounds familiar.
rocks. Yeah, Elmwood UFO Days is an annual event here. Yeah, it absolutely is. And
Is it like a
Uper lights,
color or like a description of what it is?
the Uper lights.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
certain light is it?
it's a rock, and it's mostly in the Great Lakes. But when you shine a light on it, it has orange spots in it where there's sodalite. Yeah, a black light. You have to shine a black light on it, and it
Trippy.
glows. Yeah,
Yeah.
then there's orange spots in it. Yeah, that's a Uber light. There's an actual name for it, but I don't remember what it is. Somebody coined Uber light, and then they got the copyright for that name. But we were out on the shore looking for those, and I saw one of the triangle UFOs that was just kind of hovering, and it wasn't high enough to be stars, so it wasn't definitely not stars, and it just sort of like turned and then took off like really fast.
Lightning
Um,
quick.
lightning quick, just real quick. And then other times I've seen them come up out of the water of Lake Superior.
USOs, unidentified submerging
USOs.
objects. Yes.
Yep.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your buddy. Oh, look at, she's all about it. Full
Oh
weekend
yeah.
last July. There's one in New Hampshire too. There's one in I think, of course, Betty and Barney Hill got abducted. I've been to where they got a black and white couple in the 60s.
Yeah.
I've been to their grave sites in Kingston, New Hampshire, and the house where Barney died 8 days later. Oh my God! Not trying to laugh, but I do think some energy there. Betty lived there until she was 93, and she died there. You don't think you want to go in that house?
Oh
no
yeah,
one goes around.
Wow.
Oh, Kristina, you're
I
all
would
about it.
I would love to be able to sit down and talk to those two. That would be an awesome.
See, you dig that stuff. It's not just show offing.
EVP.
You're like,
Yeah.
let's get to the
That
facts.
would be so much fun.
Wouldn't it though? Damn.
Yeah.
I can see you going to like Warren Cons. I mean, are you for those that gotta watch? Because I'm going to share the heck out of this after on all my sites and YouTube and stuff. Are you open to travel if people are willing to pay your travel fees as far as like California and stuff? But I mean, as far as like an open book, are you willing to go? I mean, for the most part, if the price is right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Conventions, events.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, my travel cost has to be covered.
If you want to book an agent, let me know. I give you a good deal. I got about 20 people right now, but I've got a lot of people to the Paracon in September. 5 or 6 of my clients are going, so we can talk later. But I would definitely go to bat for you. And so when you go to these events and stuff, you do readings there. Do you do card readings too? Are you a card reader?
I can do card readings. It's funny because I started teaching Intuitive You because someone contacted me and said that they wanted to learn how to talk to someone who crossed over. And that's when I was living out in Washington State. And she asked if she could bring a friend. I'm like, sure. Do you mind if I advertise? So I put it up on meetup.com. I had 16 people show up in my living room that night. Like I had no idea. Yeah. And it was really, really interesting. But I taught myself how to read tarot cards so I could incorporate it in the class. I'd never used them before.
You taught yourself.
Yeah. It's not that hard. I mean, there's books and intuition. And I don't read the books usually. And I encourage people not to, just read the cards the way they're talking to you, or if you look at a card and there's a picture, what in that picture jumps out at you.
You should know intuitionally. You should, right? If not, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you put, I like that you're a spiritual advisor too. You don't just put spiritual, mentor. I like the way you word things. Guys, check out her Facebook page. Check out right on the bottom, Kristina Bloom, lowercase, all one word, .com. Set up something, get her to your event, get her on your podcast. At the very least, get a reading or something. I recommend it.
Yeah.
What is this? I'm way better. I am. See? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much better.
There's some questions.
Yeah. So I don't know how other people do readings, but I'm just going to explain the way that I do it because I also do gallery readings and I do it the same way. When I sit down to do a reading with someone, I open up my heart center and I send a stream of energy into their heart center. And that gives me access to information for them that's much closer to them than just kind of waiting for somebody to show up. And I know I had done some gallery readings with some other people where it was kind of we had a bunch of psychics on the stage, and before we went out, I know the person who set it up was like, well, start looking for the dead people. Are you kidding me?
What?
Everybody came, like 20 people with them. They all brought spirits with them. I would not be able to distinguish who belongs to who. That's crazy. So that's why I do it. Even when I do a gallery, I send out a stream of energy, and whoever it goes to, that's who gets the next reading. It's just I let spirit just run the whole thing because they're
Well,
way better at it than I will ever be.
people that don't have your gift don't realize that when you ask for
Yeah.
that, one person's got 15, anywhere from 1 to 15, 20 souls attached to them. You're like,
Right.
you're asking for trouble, dude. Like, yeah.
How am I supposed to sort all that out? That's too many people. So I just
Right. No one's going to sign going, I'm here with Adam, like at an airport. Adam.
right.
And no one's gonna sign.
Exactly.
Does anybody here know a guy? Someone's saying Greg, and I get it. And I get that now because I've talked to people. And they go, why do they ask that? I go, because someone there is either named Greg or looking for Greg. And that's why they describe them because they don't just stand. I mean, they don't see it. What do you think best depicts that? Is there a movie or show like his Ghost with Patrick Swayze? Is that kind of close to it is? You think? Or Whoopi, you know what I mean? Is it there, but not as a person, but not really? Is it transparent? Excuse me.
Well, for me, it comes in different ways because sometimes I'll smell something that's weird or there's nothing in the environment that would indicate that I should be smelling this particular thing right now, And so sometimes that will just people will go, oh yeah, that one's mine.
Someone told me once ago, I smell old pipe tobacco. I remember I saw a psychic that said that. I was like, oh, pipe tobacco. Wow. Someone's like, my grandfather smoked the pipe tobacco every day. I was like, oh shit. Well, there you go. No one else can. What is your predominant Claire or Clary?
Claire. Yeah. So I know what she's asking, but so there's clairvoyance, which is clear vision, seeing, clairaudience, which is clear hearing, claircognizance, which is where thoughts pop into your head and you don't know where they came from. Clairsentience is where you get feelings. Clairalience is when you smell, and clairgustance is when you get a taste in your mouth that comes from who even knows. And actually, I get all of those. I would have to say predominantly is audio. I typically get hearing.
That's it. So basically what you're saying is out of all your senses, that's over your senses, that's your strongest one.
Usually,
you're talking about stuff that normal people don't get. You're talking about stuff that normal people, or don't. I guess we can all unlock that, but
right, or maybe they're just not familiar with the words, because I think that there's a misconception that all psychics see things, and we're not all seers. Sometimes I see things, but more often I hear things.
Wow. Or like you said, even a sense of smell, or maybe just, why do I feel like I'm swimming? Oh, so-and-so likes water, or whatever. There's something that triggers.
Right. There's something that triggers.
What a trip. That's wild. Does it hit you in everyday life when you're just walking to McDonald's?
Not usually. Not usually. I'm pretty good at keeping my, when I'm not working, it's turned off. I've gotten really good at that. I just flip the switch down. Because there are some times when I can't do that real well. Although there are times when I'll be driving and I spend a lot of time driving alone where the car will fill up with a smell, or somebody else all of a sudden be in the passenger seat. That kind of thing. But it's usually somebody I know or someone who wants to connect with somebody I know. It's not usually just for some random person I never met, because it's too hit and miss that way.
Because like you said, you're still a wife, still a mother, you're still a sister, all that stuff, daughter. So you still, when you're with your family, it's off time. You're spending time. So I get that. Right. That's cool. But if you're alone, it's kind of fair game.
Yeah, exactly. But also with channeling, because I am a trance channel, which means that I leave my body and someone else comes in and uses my body to communicate.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to see that happening, you can go to my YouTube channel, Paramystic Podcast. The most recent episode that dropped yesterday has both Glenn Bottis and I channeling. So yeah, you can see that there.
I apologize. My girlfriend just recently had some surgery, and the weather and everything. I've kind of slacked this week on doing some research on you.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm going to subscribe with both my channels to all your stuff. I'm going to share it this weekend. I'm very intrigued, and I want to see more, and I want my audience to see more. So I'm going to get right on that. Please share some links with me in Facebook Messenger if you could too, of things I can share.com, anything. And I want to subscribe, and I mean that. I'm not just saying that shit. I mean it.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I really respect you. 10 minutes to go. I usually ask my guests towards the end. We still got plenty of time, but I usually ask my guests to play host, which I guess you're used to. You want any questions you want to ask me? Anything's on the table.
Awesome. What are your psychic abilities? Because you obviously have them.
What? Wow. I appreciate that. I don't talk much because I feel like everybody thinks everybody's bullshit, especially these days. No one trusts no one. Ever since Corona, it's just all been out the window. You know that. Times are tough.
Yeah.
Different stuff. I'm not going to lie. After my mom passed, I took care of her house for a little bit, and then I got her car. And then I got into a head-on collision, and I died for a little bit. It's not on record. I don't really have it on proof, but I was out. I woke up, they paddled me to the ambulance. But I remember two things, that my fucking airbags are orange, and my mom, who's passed away, told me to get out and help me crawl out when my car was upside down on its roof. And bystanders said I was laughing until I passed out, and that's no shit. And it was during Corona, so I didn't get no visitors but my girl who took care of me.
Yeah.
So long story short, we had to go see the car the next week at the junkyard. My wallet and phone were in it still, and my airbags were orange, not white. And I feel like my mom came to me. And there's certain times I live in the middle of nowhere, Maine. There's like 1,200 people in this little town with no street lights. I live 3 hours north of anybody that I know or love. And sometimes I don't know, man. I don't hear things. I'm not an acid. I don't do acid, but I don't trip out. But I do. But I do. I don't know. My timing's good. I miss things, if that makes sense. I clear things. Like I say, I go by a town and something happens, a big accident. I missed it by a minute, or just little things like that. Like I pick up on things. People I don't trust, I really find out I shouldn't have trusted them. If that makes sense. So maybe it's an intuition, but I also feel like it's something's there. Is that fair? Like, I don't know, man. I don't have a gun, but I got machetes and shit, but I'm protected. I've been here for 3 years alone, and I've never had a problem. And everybody around me thinks you're a great guy. You're a great attitude. You're chirpy. And my mom passed away, and I do have I have a lot of stuff going for me, but at the same time, I carry a lot of this stuff from the girl here. So I don't know if I'm feeling that from her too. I know I'm going off subject now, but I'm back to that. I feel like, is that part of it, like an attachment? So I feel like,
well, so and it honestly, could just be residual. It could just be the energy left behind.
Sometimes I smell a perfume. And my girl is only here 3 times a year because I'm 3 hours north of her. So I go to see her more than anything. She's got young children. I don't. So why do I smell perfume? I ain't got no chicks here. I'm not a cheater. So is it she left it here? I don't know. Her husband beat the shit out of her, and she left her tears here. And sometimes I wake up and I just feel alone and I cry and I'm like, why am I crying? Does that make sense?
Because you're feeling what she left behind. The energy signature that she left behind.
And I've talked to Samai. She sent me an eye thing with a palm with an eye in it. I got it facing my door. Yep. I got some rocks in my backyard. I got some black salt from her stuff. So I got things, and maybe I want to talk to you at some point if you don't mind on the weekend or something. We'll talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, right here.
Yeah.
Ooh, so yes. Thank you for the question. By the way, Kristina, thank you so much for playing host. I want to definitely know on your show. Plenty of time. You do get another question though.
Okay. In my book, Intuitive You, I cover the clairs in detail. I cover different types of energy and how to deal with them. I cover importance of protection, and that's what I'm speaking on at the main conference. That's what I'm speaking on, is how to energetically protect yourself. Thomas Patrick is right. You're an empath.
I was going to say, my girl says that. She goes, I feel like you're one of those ones that absorbs things. I can go by a car accident and start bawling. I mean, I watch fucking Steel Magnolias and I start crying with when Julia Roberts dies. So I don't know.
Well, who doesn't? Come on.
It's such a good movie. I don't care what the chick's like. Oh, shut up, dude. I like whatever, bro. I can watch any horror movie I want, but I love that movie. So I think it's
awesome
good.
Movie. Yeah.
And people at work love my attitude. I feel like, people in the street, and it's like I have it a little bit, but just like with you, you've seen and heard some stuff. You've been around the world, girl, but you gotta either let it take you down, right? Or you can make it. Here I am talking to Kristina Bloom, psychic medium, on my show, author. Or I could be crying on the couch, which I'll do later. But for now, I put myself forward, and I have a podcast, and I get sponsored. I get to talk to actors. I talked to Sandy Johnson, who was in Halloween. Mike Myers killed her in the first Halloween. They signed things for me, books. So I get cool stuff. And what the hell, man? I was in a car accident. My mom died. I was homeless for a year and a half in an RV, pooping in snowbanks with no electricity. But you know what? Now I own my home. I do a podcast. I'm a booking agent.
Yeah, life is good.
So I think it's about trying to get past that. And we're at 5 more minutes, but I can go over if you don't mind. It's not exactly an hour time limit because I got a couple more questions for you.
Okay. Can I answer Kim's question? Because
Of course you can.
I didn't get to that part of the book. Yeah. I don't just touch on the importance of protection. I teach people different ways to do it. Because when we are dealing with other people, whether they're in or out of a body, it is so important to be able to separate your energy out from other people's energy. It's just so important to be able to do that. And so, there's an entire chapter on how to protect your energy doing this kind of work. And I also turn that over to medical professionals. I've talked to medical people about how to protect their energy, because especially nurses, sometimes doctors, but especially nurses, because they spend so much time with patients, tend to absorb what the patient is going through. And it's really important that people know how to separate out their energy from other people's energy. So I teach people how to do that.
Speaking of empaths, think about it. If you're a nurse and someone's crying about their pain or missing their kids or whatever, and they're there trying to help them, that's a lot. Like
That's
a prison
a lot.
guard almost. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you carry a lot of that. One of the most profound readings I have ever given. Wow.
Kim, you're on fire. Thanks for the great questions.
She is. She's got some great questions, because these are the questions people ask him. So, she's got the great questions. Wow.
We'll get you on, Kim.
I feel like one of the most profound readings for me was with a nun. I had a nun that came to me for a reading, a Catholic nun. And and she was one of the most spiritual people I have ever met. And she was also, she was abandoned as a child. And so she had a really rough kind of childhood, and she just needed to be able to, she had found out that her birth mother had passed away, and she wanted to connect with her and find out what happened, why. So that was one. I've got goosebumps thinking about it.
Oh my God. She went God's way. She chose God's path to go as a nun, and could have went the other way. Could have went to drugs, could have went to whatever, and she comes to you for help. Sorry to cut you off, but that's wow. So what did you,
I don't remember. She left happy. She left satisfied. I mean, she was crying during the reading, but a lot of people cry during the reading. I really need to take out stock in like Kleenex or something, because I go through a lot of them.
I don't mean to laugh at that.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people sorry,
exactly.
But it's good tears though. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. It's happy tears.
It's
closure.
Healing.
Thank you.
Healing. It's closure. It's a lot of stuff. So that was probably one of the most profound. I mean, I remember it years later. I don't remember a lot of my readings. Hi, Christine. Because it's not my information to retain. Plus, I probably do 1,000 readings a year. I'm not going to remember all of that. So,
well, like you say too, it's like one of those. It's almost like not like you're selling insurance, but you're not really supposed to remember your client's stuff. It's kind of just like, here you go, and then bye. And I don't think it's for you to retain. And if you did, you'd be full, because you got your own life, you got your own family. Right. So you're kind of the messenger, you're kind of the vessel, and I guess you've accepted the responsibility, and you're great at it. And it's rewarding, not financially, but obviously you don't do it for money, but you do it for, I guess it's just,
I get paid. I mean, this is my job.
Right. Well, yeah, hell yeah. but it's not like you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, it chose you, so you might as well make the best with it. You're going to do it regardless.
Exactly. Right. You can only say no so many times before you really get pushed into a point where you have to do it. So
your family seems accepting, right? I mean, they all get it. They all understand, at least.
Yep. Both of my kids are psychic too. So
well, see, and it goes right. It goes on usually in blood.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother was very psychic. Yeah.
See, generations.
My dad was too, but he never claimed it.
He's in denial, or he just
Yeah.
didn't want to tell you.
Well, I don't think he recognized it. He just thought that's the way people operated.
Oh, just a weird coincidence.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
for the 80th time in a week. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. Some people are not naive, but people don't want to accept it because
Right.
some people don't want it, and you can't.
Right.
I get it.
It's a
It's
lot of
hard.
responsibility.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot out of you. There's
Mhm.
no time off, like you said. You got to kind of build your own wall and
Right.
let them know this is my time.
Right. Right. Once I started channeling, I was driving down the coastal highway on the West Coast into Oregon, and somebody jumped into my body. Like the spirit jumped into my body while I was driving.
Oh
And
boy.
I managed to get pulled off in the side of the road and into a Target parking lot. And I remember specifically it was a Target parking lot. It was probably 20 years ago almost. And I got out of the car. I was driving my van at the time, and I got out and I just screamed, "Get out of me." I mean, I'm surprised nobody called the police. It was crazy.
There's a girl losing her mind by herself in the car. She's tripping out.
Yeah. Well, no, I had my kid in the car. That's why I was surprised nobody called. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, now
see,
I
that
do it
just
on
shows you-
purpose. Now I
At the end
channel
of
on
the day,
purpose,
it's
but
not an exorcism. You're in control of your own spirit and body. You have the right to say not now. You have
Right.
that freedom in your soul and
Yes.
energy. And sometimes it's a little harder. I'm just speaking from what I've heard. I never been
Right.
in that position, but that's what it sounds like to me. That you're one of the pros, and that's what you're putting your goddamn foot down. Sorry,
it certainly did freak me the fuck out though.
It
absolutely did.
Kim's our spirit
Yeah.
animal. We gotta get you next
Yeah.
time on the show, Kim. You're a riot.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody's questions, everybody tuning in. This will be on the YouTube channel. I got to work tomorrow, so more than likely on Saturday. Before we go, Kristina Bloom, you've been awesome. This has been fun. Is there anything I left out? Anything you want to say? Where can people find you before we go?
People can find me on my website. They can find me on Facebook at Kristina Bloom - Your Spiritual Advisor. And I also have Kristina L. Bloom Spiritual Advisor. Both are mine. One's a business page, one's a group. I am on TikTok at Kristina Bloom 7. I'm on Instagram. I don't remember I think it's like 3 or something like that. Thank you. Hugs and kisses, my friend. I can't wait to see you again.
Are you on TikTok or X or anything like that? No.
I'm on TikTok. I'm on Lemonade now. I just got onto Lemonade. It's a weird.
I haven't heard of that yet. Jeez.
Yeah, it's another. I don't even know how to post on it. It's crazy. I accidentally managed to post something on there. Now I can't figure out how to do it again.
I accidentally managed.
But no, I'm not on X. I am on Blue Sky. If anyone is on Blue Sky.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all of them. So
remember, it was just MySpace for a while. Now it's like everything. So
yeah, definitely. I do most stuff on Facebook just because that's where I'm more used to doing it. Threads. I'm on Threads. I knew there was one more. So that's attached to Facebook.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, my work's not done. I'm gonna share this episode this weekend. Plus, I want to share at least your pages on YouTube this weekend too. I want to do that.
Okay, I will send you that information. Yeah,
please.
I'll send you my
link. Like I
tree.
said, if you could do a minute link tree and a minute-long video of you, hi, Kristina Bloom. You're watching Historical Hunter. I'm Historian Ghost Hunter. Enjoy, like a little intro, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I collect them like baseball cards. Oh, you're awesome. And I'll get you next time, and I'll get Kim on. She's a fucking talker. We'll get her.
Yeah,
her on. I can tell.
That'll be a fun show.
We'll get her on. She says, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you,
the show
everyone.
and follow it. Next week, I got film director Joe Nettner. Joe Nettner did the film Blind. Joe did a couple of films, indie films you can see on Tubi. So he's a director next week, guys. Check it out. And until then, Kristina Bloom, thank you so much for being an awesome guest.
Thank you, Madam. Adam. My
sister used to call me that. Kristina, she's a psychic medium. She's a spiritual advisor. She's a comedian, apparently, an author as well.
Yeah.
An explorer, a historian, a world traveler. Check her out at the convention near you. Follow her, guys. We'll see you September 6th, my birthday.
Thank you. Yes.
I want a birthday hug.
We're going to share our birthday.